Hey guys, we're over here at Boyd Cycle in Peabody, Mass, and I want to talk to you about options for stereos for your Harley-Davidson Road Glide. So up until this point, you had some very limited choices. You had like the boom audio that came with the Harley, which we all know, not the greatest thing. It's serviceable, but that's about it. You could go to a third-party stereo, which you end up losing a lot of your controls and a lot of the different stuff that Harley has to offer in the boom audio. Well, that was no longer the case when Soundstream put out the Soundstream Reserves, like this one right here, which is the HDHU 14SI. This is for 14 and up Harley Road Glide models. So basically, if you have the Rushmore fairing, this is what you got. This is such a robust system. It is absolutely insane. I have one in my bike right now, and I can't speak high enough about it. I absolutely love the stereo. So the problem is, people who had Harley Road Glides at 2013 and below didn't really have an option. Well, now you do. And I'm really excited to show you this. And we're actually going to be installing one today so you can actually see how it looks, how it fits, and all that fun stuff. That is right there. This is the Soundstream Reserve for your Harleys that are from 98 to 2013. These will fit right into your fairing. As you can see, it's got that nice ovular shape. And the great thing about this is you have that TFT screen, you have Apple CarPlay, you have Android Auto, you have all the stuff that pretty much your smartphone or like a newer boom audio or newer stereo system has. But you're able to retain your fairing. You don't have to make any alterations to your fairing. You don't have to have an ugly stereo that's sticking out beyond your fairing. And this is watertight, it is water resistant. It meets all of the standards that Harley uses for their stereos. So it's either there or above. So let's get into installing this and then we'll talk a little bit more about it. Now here's my favorite part about this installation specifically. This is Ron, the owner of Boyd Cycle.
That's me.
I'm not doing anything. I'm just gonna watch him do it. This is awesome. So
sit back and relax.
Yeah, Ron's gonna tear down this bike and we're gonna get the new stereo put in and I'm gonna show you all the pros to it and why you should have it in yours. So let's go. Nah, I don't know. When I do this stuff, I have to do it by myself. This dude's got helpers. All right, so here's what you get in the box. Here's your Soundstream stereo, the connector, and a microphone. You're probably not going to use the microphone, so we'll just set that aside. So just to give you an idea, this is a stock case for a boom audio stereo. As you can see, fully sealed up. And this is the Soundstream one, same thing, fully sealed up. So they really are taking it to the same level as Harley, which means unlike a stereo that you're just buying at like Walmart or something that might get wet if you're out in the rain or whatnot, this is going to endure. Also, you can see right here, these are all rubber gaskets. And once we install this, you're gonna see how tight this fits to the fairing to prevent any sort of like rain or water coming down into the system. Now, just to give you a close up on this, like I said, there's full rubber gasket here. This is going to seal the stereo once you put it into the fairing. That's going to prevent any sort of leaking or anything like that if you're caught in the weather, rain, whatnot. Obviously, don't pressure wash your stereo, be a grown-up, but if it does get wet, you're not going to have to really sweat that. This is designed to be in the elements. Now, to give you some screen size comparison, this is the stereo that is going into that CVO. This is what you get from Harley on a boom audio. These screens are very comparable, so it's not like you're getting something little and tiny that you're not going to be able to see. You are getting the full experience with this stereo.
This thing in.
Now back to the fun part, handing this off to someone else to take care of it for me. All right, so as you can see, it fits in the tray perfectly, and it uses the same bolt patterns as the stock stereo. So you're not even using any sort of adapter to install this. It is designed to slide right in. It's definitely a snug fit. You got to push down on it because, like I said, there's a full gasket here, and that's just to keep the elements out. So this is really the way to go. So that's the plug for the back of the stereo. This is the adapter that I showed you earlier, and this is what makes it plug and play. This comes in the box. You're just going to connect it here, and then you're going to connect it here, and you are good to go. There's no magic behind this. So if you're not using amps or anything, everything is capped and booted just to keep like any sort of water or moisture out. However, if you are like this particular bike, these are going to pop right off, and we're going to plug the amps right into it. There's the boot for your antenna. I mean, this is very, very easy, very simple to get done. So the SoundStream also comes with this USB adapter, and that's just so you can connect your phone or anything like that. This is what you're going to do. This is what you're going to connect to run the updates on the stereo when they come out, and this is what you're going to use when you're connecting your phone or whatnot for Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, or any of those other fun things. Or if you just want to listen to your music, you no longer have to use Bluetooth if you don't want to. You can plug directly in, charge your phone at the same time. Said it before, I'll say it again, always test your work before you button up the stereo. I'm sure these guys don't need to, but let me tell you, I've taken my bike apart way too many times. Let's check this out. All right, so as you can see, everything on the hand controls still usable. You don't need any sort of adapter or anything like that. You can pick your sources, your volume, you can skip tracks. This screen is also fully touch as well. You can adjust everything. You can also pick the colors that you want to see on the sides. And we're also going to be putting on a custom wallpaper in just a moment. That's another fun thing you can do just to make your, your background look a little bit cooler and a little more custom to you. On top of that, you can take calls if you're set up that way. You can, do custom volume, custom like EQ settings, all that good stuff. This is a very robust radio that you can do so many things with. This is what happens when you let Ron pick the music. So that's really it. Now we're going to button the bike back up. You don't really need to see that. It's not that exciting. But yeah, if you're looking for a new stereo, you should definitely be coming down to Boyd Cycle if you're in this area. If not, reach out to Ron. He will drop ship one of these stereos right onto your doorstep, and I'm sure he'll give you a pretty good price if you let him know you saw this video. All right, so the bad news is this stereo does not fit into Street Glides of the same years. However, the good news is SoundStream is putting out a stereo in the coming months. So look at the date that this is released, and there you go. It's currently April 2023. So next month or two, Soundstream is dropping a stereo, a head unit for street glides. So that means you will have this same functionality. You will be able to like actually finally have this instead of a CD player or a tape deck or some weird Rockford that you only can use Bluetooth on. So, you know, if you're in the North Shore area, I would definitely hit up Ron ASAP so you are like front of the line, because those things are gonna go quick. Even if you're not on the North Shore, I'd hit him up anyway. He can definitely drop ship these things to you. So that's definitely a good thing. You know, get in the front of the line. Get it done.